Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends. It is a pleasure for us again every Tuesday at 9 p.m. to study the divine laws that govern the universe. We are so fortunate to have been given access to the promised consoler in this lifetime. What a unique position we find ourselves in, right, dear Nora? Wonderful to see you, beautiful friend, once more. Let us feel, in the words of Chico Xavier, as millionaires of the spirit, because we have been blessed with reasoned faith, because thanks to Kardec, we have been blessed with a codification that allows for us to understand how life operates, not only in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm and in all realms as well. We are absolutely blessed, and we gather together every Tuesday at 9 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time to study these laws, this codification, so as to empower ourselves to make better choices for immortality. What a blessing! Let us then begin our study tonight. Dear friends, our study tonight will be focused question 903 of the Spirit's Book by Allan Kardec. We will now read the question followed by the answer. Then we will bring a couple of highlights, a therapeutic exercise so that we feel the scriptures, and then we shall end this study and therapeutic moment together. So let us begin. In questions, is it wrong to study the defects of others? This is an excellent question because many of us may have had the impulse, if not verbally, certainly through our thoughts, to say, this person could have done this differently. If I were they, I would have done this, that, and that, and that way. Especially also when we may have this impulse to say to ourselves, if we were the directors, if we were the president, if we were the speaker, if we were so and so, we would have things done very differently. If we do have this impulse, great that we recognize it in ourselves, because it is in knowing our change and grow towards higher realms, literally. Let us then, now that we read the question, read the answer from the illuminated spirits. The illuminated spirits answer to Kardec and to all of us when asked if it is wrong to study the defects of all manner. If it is for the purpose of criticizing and divulging because it displays a lack of charity, if it is with the intention of applying it to oneself in order to avoid the same defects, it may be useful. You must not forget, however, that tolerance for the defects of others is one of the virtues entailed in charity. People's imperfections. Think about whether others may say the same about you. So try to possess qualities that are opposite to the defects you criticize in others. This is a means of perfecting yourself. If you criticize them for being avaricious, be generous. For being prideful, and modest. For being harsh, be kind. For acting with pettiness, be expensive in all of your actions. In a word, act in such a way that these words of Jesus may not apply to you. You see the speck in your neighbor's eyes, but do not see the beam in your own. So the spirit mentors from on high, because they are giving us a measure through which we can guide ourselves. We can study the defects of others, yes, if it is for us to better ourselves, one. Two, if it is for us to seek for an opportunity to help, because we have all, especially those of us, the recent faith that we have, we reincarnated to help. We were recruited by the Christ, the governor of our planet, to assist others on his behalf in order to regenerate ourselves. It is not by chance that Master Jesus has told us, dear friends, that only love covers a multitude. We feel the impulse of criticizing someone. Let us remember that we have been called by our guide and model, number one, to help, number two, to have goodwill towards all, and number three, to love. So whenever we see a defect in someone else, we shall ask ourselves, is that defect bothering us because it is something within us that also needs attention? It is because we have the same tendency that deserves attention as well? So great, we can learn from the opportunity. Or when we see the defect of others, can we think of a way through which we can? Yes, because we were either put in that person's pathway either to learn from them or to help them. This is a rule of thumb that Emmanuel has taught our dear Chico Xavier, and indirectly all of us. Either we are placed in someone's life to learn from them or to help them. So when we see a difference and redirect the way we behave ourselves, or can we assist that person in learning something new, in healing from that way of being, in finding other ways through which they can express themselves? Beautiful proposal from the on high. We who have been given much, dear friends, will be asked of ourselves as well. We have access to a unique repertoire of knowledge that the great majority of people on earth thus far does not have access to. So it is our responsibility to share. And how to share the knowledge that we have? As the mentors in this question 900 necessarily share through words. We don't necessarily share through social media. We don't necessarily share by pointing fingers. How do we share? By becoming a living vessel through which the message is displayed. What do we mean? If we would like people around us or particular kinder, then let us take the step to be kinder ourselves so that the person can be inspired to embrace kindness in different ways. If we would like our co-workers or our family members to be humbler, then let us exercise humility. Before we ask to possess certain quality, we shall train, acquire, strengthen that quality in us as well. So tonight, dear friends, we are being asked to do a twofold exercise. Here's how the exercise works. Number one, when we see a defect in others or we criticize them, be it a loved one, a co-worker, or someone in a spiritist center, for instance, before we criticize them, let us look within and see if we have that defect ourselves. For instance, if we think someone at a particular spiritist center talks in a funny way or talks too much about themselves more than they should, let us look within and think whether we are talking about ourselves more than we should also. Let us see if that person whom we are criticizing is not being a divine mirror through which we can see ourselves. This is exercise number one. Look at those who, quote, push our buttons and ask ourselves if they are not the divine mirror that God has sent us for us to see ourselves and heal and transform, recycle that defect in ourselves first. Exercise number two, the twofold, the second part of this exercise. If we would like someone to be more moderate, then let us practice moderation as well. So before we go around telling people what to do, let us take the steps to accomplish that goal ourselves. Tonight, once again, we are being invited to be the living vessel through which the message of inner transformation is reflected and shared. Dear friends, open our hearts to this invitation of the mentors and do this exercise of inner transformation. As our dear Vanessa Anceloni tells us all here on Kardec Radio, if we would like to remodel a home, we first need to know what is it that we would like to remodel, and then find aspects of it so that the remodeling takes place. So let us identify in ourselves what is it that we would like to remodel internally, paying attention to see if those around us are not the divine mirror through which we are being invited to transform ourselves. And once we identified what is it that we would like to align our conduct to that principle, to that new habit, to that new quality, so that the quality exudes from us rather than being demanded by us. Let us then, dear friends, embrace this invitation and elevate our thoughts to God, thanking God for so many blessings. Friends, we wish you a beautiful evening, feeling the presence of the mentors, and we already look forward to seeing everyone again next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Divine Loss. Thank you so much, dear friends. A big fraternal hug and many blessings. Bye for now. Wonderful to be here with you. Thank you. Bye for now.